You're live.
Hey, Shawn here with the Adventist Review, the new kid at that organization. I'm sitting down with my new boss, Justin Kim,
Hey, everyone.
the editor of the Adventist Review, and we're at the General Conference
We are.
session. It's happening right over my shoulder. You can't see it, but right over there is a stadium full of delegates who have come to do the business of the church.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, you've been involved in some of that business, haven't you?
Today was a big day, first
caucus
day.
right?
Yeah, it was.
What happens at the caucus?
Yeah, it's a weird word, caucus, probably a word used in politics. We had all the divisions. They all met in their separate sections. We got NAD, North America, South America, South America, Europe, Africa. And you and I were in the General Conference section.
Somehow I got in.
And there were all the institutional leaders, academic leaders, representatives. There were the General Conference staff, and there's one more, lay people, lay representatives. And we got together, and there's a certain percentage given to each of the divisions, and we have to arrive at the magic number of 277. 277 is the amount of individuals who are in the nominating committee. And we prayed. We had Elder Finley was the chair of our caucus. Just a wonderful guy. Gave some encouraging counsel, and we got together. We chose some names, and it was quite a very transparent but pleasant process.
Yeah, and that's, I think, what really struck me in the whole process. Some of you will have heard out there, oh, it's all predetermined, it's all top down. And let me tell you, this is the second time I've sat in a caucus. It's just not true. They're so hyper careful to be sure that the will of the church is being heard.
Sure.
And I heard several words. We're after transparency.
Equity. Yeah. Those are two words I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, and they really, and they even got to the point where it's like, really, do we have a representative
people? And obviously, but there was an attempt to do so, and then he went through all the math, and there was all these percentages and whatnot.
It's quite a formula. And as a matter of fact, what I noticed today is that each caucus they get a percentage of people that end up on the nominating committee.
Yep, that's right.
And the GC gets less than everybody else.
Yeah.
The top tier of the organization gets less representation.
That's right.
Than the divisions.
That's right. I believe 10% of the divisions are represented in the nominating committee, and then 8% of the GC.
And
that's right.
I was blown away by just how bottom up it really was.
Yeah.
These are delegates and so on, chosen from all over the world, and they really do have the say.
Yeah.
It is not. If you're listening to websites and things that say, "Hey, it's top down, it's predetermined, it's all manipulated," I can tell you that's just nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. I was impressed by how careful they were. So that was the caucus. Those names then, after they carefully select names in each caucus, those then go to...
So those names aren't official.
Right.
Those names are recommended to the larger body. In the larger body, we had, how many representatives are here? I forget the next actual number.
You had to have
3,000.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
There were 2,000 some on the floor.
Yep.
A quorum was there. And the names are presented to the worldwide body of the church.
That's right.
The delegates that you sent.
That's right. And they're the ones who actually officialize the 277. And that's the official nominating committee. And what's so exciting about today and tomorrow, really, tomorrow's kind of the adrenaline day, is they choose who the next president will be for the next 5-year term of the GC.
So they're going to start that after tomorrow morning's devotional presentation.
That's right.
The nominating committee goes into a cave. They're locked in a room. We're laughing, but...
It is kind of true, because their devices are taken away from them. They have no outside contact, just to protect anonymity, privacy, and there's no leaking going on. And then there's no white smoke or gray smoke. It's just we have a president, not a papam, but a president.
Right. And so if all goes smoothly, I'm anticipating that we will know the name of the president at some point during the day tomorrow. The nominating committee is allowed to interrupt what's going on the session floor. And I think it was Mark Finley who said there's really 2 general conference sessions going on simultaneously.
Yeah, that's right.
Nominating and then the regular business of the church.
So tomorrow, I think the secretary and the treasurer will give their report. Yeah. And then, as you mentioned, the NomCom will interrupt. So if we get things really streamlined, maybe about 12 o'clock, around noon, Central Time, U.S. time, we'll have a president. But there have been other cases where it's gone to almost sundown Friday, and the names have popped up then too. So we don't know. We don't know. This is kind of, it's up in the air.
And this is actually, I know a lot of you out there speculate. Let me say this. I'm not the oldest veteran in the church by a long shot, but after 30 years, I think I'm less certain about outcomes this time than any time I've ever sat. I wouldn't want to guess. And I've seen the list of nominating committee members. You'd be proud of the way that your church is active. Now, there is another meeting. We just mentioned the second meeting. That's the business meeting, which opened at 3:13 today. 3:13 on the nose. They opened it. What takes place when they open that? Then they moved into looking at the agenda.
They did. They had to go through some official stuff that they do in the first day. They started up. They have the mission statement. They vote that in. And then they go through the agenda, what we're going to talk about for the next couple of days. That was a bit contentious. Some issues popped up today for sure.
There were some people that came, and I think one of the issues was they weren't aware of how this really works, and they had an issue that they wanted on the agenda. And at one point, Elder Wilson actually got up. You might want to go and look at the YouTube
I think it's just great. He's addressing some of the internet rumors and some of the not only misinformation, but the disinformation that's out on the internet. And with some finesse and very quickly, he did just kind of addressed all that in one shot.
Yeah, and he pulled out the receipts. He had the documents and so on about how the church has operated over the last 10 years. And it was a really, really welcome. I sense that the vast majority, 95% of the delegates, were really thankful for what
For sure.
It
wasn't too long. It was really to the point. You guys can go and look at the video, the archive, and just scrub through and see where he is.
It's
for about
okay. Within the last half hour or so. Worth your time to watch that. He pops a number of popular rumors and conspiracy theories that are circulating. They're not true. They're not true, and they're demonstrably not true.
What's funny, I think it was really cool. I mean, the whole process took about, 2 hours of business today, but there had some issues with Election Buddy. It wasn't as quick. We had some Wi-Fi issues. These are normal things that happen on the first day of business. And the chair just kind of used the yellow card, the old-fashioned way. In the last 10 minutes, just like boom, 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 boom. People are getting hungry. And these are just very quick things that we had to go through. And then it's just with the finesse. It was appreciated. It was appreciated.
These people that chair, I don't know how they do it. I would never want to chair a GC session business meeting. But these folks did it with grace. They did it with Christian spirit. It was just a really good day. And if you haven't watched it, it's all on YouTube. You can go and look at it. But your best source of information, I must say, Justin, is go to AdventistReview.org. That's the voice of the church. I know some of you are thinking you're getting information here, there, and everywhere on the internet. There is a voice of the church that is as transparent as the process we've just described. AdventistReview.org. We will tell you what's going on here. This is your best bet.
Sounds good.
Justin, can't wait for tomorrow. And
tomorrow's a big day.
I like my new boss. Every so often he screams
We're so
at me,
appreciative of his enthusiasm. I did not pay him to say that. That's just coming out.
We will stay with us. You're going to love what happens at your